Treehead. Treehead is like the world's biggest scarecrow, decided it was tired of being stationary stuck up on a pole. He's a gargantuan humanoid about 1,000 feet tall. Yep, taller than most cell phone towers. Your move, Siren Head, whose idea of a hairstyle is a forest of heads. From afar, especially at sunrise or sunset, Treehead looks like a shifting silhouette against the sky with pinprick white eyes glinting out of a tangled mess of human heads. Up close, its torso is strangely rippy, skin so thin you can almost read its bones, email, and arms thick, but ending in skeletal hands. 3 clawed fingers and a thumb that seems like the shy one hiding behind the others. The real showstopper is its many heads with long hair that might be tendrils thick enough to not be just hair draping like treetops in gloom. Each head has glowing eyes that peer in every direction, as if Treehead is constantly reading your secrets but politely refusing to confirm. Nobody really knows where it came from. It might be part of the giants because of its scale and humanoid shape, but Trevor Henderson himself said a witness only saw it in passing.
Longhorse. Longhorse is a benevolent, heroic entity, and one of the only entities who isn't here to brutally annihilate you. Despite it looking like nightmare fuel, it's the nicest creature on here by far. Its form consists of a horse's skull attached to an infinite twisting series of vertebrae with strands of black hair scattered across its body. The vertebrae can be generated or removed at will, and Longhorse's neck appears to defy the laws of physics. It is a protector of humans, often warning us of upcoming disasters. Longhorse is said to have the ability to foretell events, teleport, and enter dreams, sometimes even altering them. It smells like cinnamon and enjoys affection, with offerings of apples causing them to blacken and wither as a sign of acceptance.
Mr. Bag. Mr. Bag, also known as Mr. Trash Bag, first name Trash, last name Bag, is a large creature that seems to grow with every image released. His face seems almost like that of a drowned corpse with purple around his eyes and lips. As his name would indicate, he wears trash bags around himself, which also appear soggy. Inside the creature's trash bag body is a corpse considerably smaller than his body size would imply. In the second drawing released, Mr. Bag appears to stand at around 14 feet tall, then grows incrementally in each piece until the most recent. He's now an estimated 20 feet tall. If one plays their cards right, they can befriend Mr. Bag. Be warned, though, he's awfully needy. The corpse enveloped in the trash bag serves as Mr. Bag's host. If he feels ignored, abused, or neglected, he will strike at the first opportunity and wrap the victim in the trash bag, suffocate them, and incorporate them into his overall form. This is the reason he keeps getting taller. It seems to be the case that Mr. Bag will befriend children, but once they grow up and he reappears, they become frightened of him and avoid any interaction. Those who are friendly and kind to Mr. Bag aren't harmed. His origins are a bit murky, other than the presence of the host corpse. Fans theorize that he's a tulpa manifested as a personification of terror and death, similar to the old detective after a child's traumatizing experience. Another theory is that he's simply a paranormal entity that befriends humans sometimes. Remember, everyone, kindness is key.
The Fetid King is a terrifying and otherworldly entity known for its skeletal appearance and digital manipulation. It has a thin skeletal body. Its face is dreadful to look at, with open skull-like eyelids and a gaping mouth. The king wears a wooden crown spiked unevenly at the tips. As a creature, the Fetid King acts as a virus, infecting digital devices and slowly corrupting them. Once it infects a device, it begins by duplicating an eerie image titled kingbirth.jpg. Over time, the image multiplies, distorting with a chromatic aberration effect, and eventually showing the Fetid King glaring directly at the viewer. The corrupted device displays ominous error messages, warning of the creature's inevitable arrival.
Kigu, Tio worst dog, dead, all are.
The king seems to use the device as a means of reaching the physical world, with its victims facing destruction shortly after their devices are completely infected. The Fetid King's true method of killing remains unknown, but it's implied to be a deadly process, either by directly attacking the victim or using the device to cause harm.
The Forgotten Baby. The Forgotten Baby, or Pink Man, is a skinny, malformed, 7-foot-tall fetus that breaks into houses. Its eyes are too big for its face and bore into the soul of its witness. It has 2 long arms that end in points, which it uses to support itself when walking. The name Pink Man comes from the nightmare fetus's red and underdeveloped skin, giving it a pink and fleshy effect. It moves silently without so much as rustling on the carpet, which means it can appear at any time without warning. Worst of all, when it opens its mouth, it reveals a wide grin void of any teeth, only red, lumpy lumpy gums. There are very few canonical details about the forgotten baby's motivations and origins. It's thought to be a supernatural entity that jumps between dimensions and seems to have manifested following a hospital fire. Mysteriously, the maternity ward was the only section not rebuilt. A couple of times, Henderson has connected the forgotten baby to television metaphors, igniting theories about the methods of its attacks. To quote Henderson, he wants to kidnap you and trap you in the static in between the channels on the television stations. You'll always be on TV, but never a star.
Cartoon Cat. Cartoon Cat is a tall, slender, and grotesquely flexible, abysmal atrocity, which has a cat-like head, resembling a cartoon character. Its appearance is highly malleable, allowing it to alter its shape and even wear different clothing, such as boots. Its eyes are bloodshot, with also crooked, blood-stained teeth. Make sure no kid would be happy to see it. Cartoon Cat is described as a parasitic and hollow being, capable of disguising itself as a harmless cartoon mascot. However, its true nature is so much darker, as it thrives on violence and chaos. It is considered one of the most dangerous creatures, with encounters typically resulting in death or worse. It is also known for its ability to shift between forms and locations, often found in abandoned spaces like malls, where even other monsters avoid it. That's how awful this thing is. The creature's abilities are largely implied, but it is known to be highly resistant to physical harm and can manipulate audiovisual devices, and possibly the media itself. Cartoon Cat's power is so immense that it is speculated to be metaphysically immortal and could likely defeat other entities in the mythos, including deities. Its influence can be tied to the power of belief, with manifestations appearing when people are exposed to content that ties into its existence.
The god of RoadKill. The god of RoadKill is a skeletal deity with a long bird-like mask and a body consisting of a rib cage, arms, and spine. The eyes at the top of its skull seem to be crude or drawn on and has led some fans to believe that the enormous bird head is some kind of mask. It has no legs and relies on its arms for movement. It's large, at least the size of a van, and its skull is nearly the size of the rest of its body. An enigmatic creature, the god of RoadKill assists the souls of animals killed by vehicles in their transition to the afterlife and enacting vengeance against the drivers responsible. It's unclear how exactly, but the drivers who hit animals always end up dying in an accident on the road. Whether they die by direct action of the god of roadkill or it causes an accident that kills the driver, there are never any survivors.
Siren Head. Siren Head is a fictional abomination created by Trevor Henderson. This nightmare fuel that children enjoy, for some reason, stands at a towering 12 meters with a skeletal frame wrapped in mummified flesh resembling rusted metal. It has a pole-like head with two sirens with teeth, capable of broadcasting radio signals, white noise, and human voices, allowing it to manipulate technology and trick victims. Described as an ambush predator, Siren Head primarily resides in rural areas, with its first documented sighting being in 1966 during a family's Arizona vacation, which you can probably guess how it ended. No, I'm kidding, they lived. Ancient cave paintings suggest its existence dates back much further. Siren Head can also camouflage itself, appearing as trees or streetlights and moves silently but with immense speed. Despite it having teeth, it doesn't consume food like any other creature, with theories proposing it may be the last of its kind. Some speculate it can transform humans into its own kind, so yeah, don't trust sirens, kids.
20th Century Boy. The 20th Century Boy is not your nostalgic rock anthem buddy, nor does he resemble a male human child. He's an enormous, otherworldly giant, better known as Midnight Skies, also answers to Sky Screamer. Physically, he's a massive, gooey black blob whose body said, "I'd be a kraken if I had more of a corporeal form," then added extra tentacles for flair. He has no obvious human torso, no neck you can point at, just a face that looks perpetually surprised. Or is he mocking us? I feel mocked and a writhing mass of tentacles. He seems to haunt the night sky, floating or appearing above us mere mortals, declaring without words some grand villainous intent. One guess, he believes he's here to destroy folks judged unworthy by whatever godly scale the giants use. Kidnapping, probably. Screaming at the moon definitely kind of feels like the universe's weirdest Uber for the condemned. His goals are grand in scale. Kill and destroy every unworthy human because subtlety is overrated. 20th Century Boy or Sky Screamer to friends and family is like your worst blackout version of a ditched Lovecraft creation. Huge black drippy tentacles, weird expression, full-on ominous mode. If you see him looming above, duck first, scream second. Maybe invest in stronger roof supports.
Bridgeworm. The bridgeworm is a terrifying creature known for lurking under bridges and overpasses, waiting to ambush its prey. It resembles a worm-like entity with long arms, each measuring up to 9 feet, and flexible bone-like fingers. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. In a way, it looks cute. Nah, I'm joking. Its most distinctive feature is the flap of flesh covering its true face. Beneath this flap is a horrifying grin with 36 human-like teeth, and its misaligned, erratic eyes add to its unsettling nature. Bridgeworms are nocturnal hunters, often found in tunnels or beneath bridges. where they use their fake face to lure victims into a false sense of security before attacking. The creatures are believed to mature into highway werbs. Although they lose some key features, such as limbs and the fake face, their ability to disguise themselves and hunt at night makes them a particularly dangerous threat, which is quite unfortunate.
Old Detective. Old Detective stalks his victims in the night and terrifies them by standing under a deep red light. Not what you want to see in a movie theater parking lot. He's tall with a head that's a bit too small and no facial features other than two tiny black holes for eyes. His torso is too long and he has short legs that bend out in the middle. He seems to have no bones as he wobbles in unnatural ways that would be impossible with any kind of skeleton. Trevor Henderson has made the utterly horrible concession that the creature moves sort of like a giant inflatable tube man they put in front of car dealerships. He has no hair, but wears a very classy fedora, long white socks, black shoes, and a trench coat. At least he appears to wear these things. Upon closer inspection, anyone bearing witness to this abomination would see that the clothes are a mere illusion, and that they're actually extensions of the Old Detective's skin and body. A victim chosen by Old Detective experiences extreme anxiety and paranoia. It's theorized that he likes to instill in others what he feels himself, resulting in psychological torment that leads to self-destructive behaviors and death. He's described by Henderson to be the living embodiment of paranoia, which is why he resembles a child's interpretation of a cartoon detective. He becomes nervous when people stare at him, much like a child. How cute. The predominant and most likely theory about Old Detective's origins is that he's a supernatural entity, either a tulpa that was manifested through an extreme feeling of paranoia in a human child after a traumatic experience, or a demonic entity that feeds off of fear. Its nearly human appearance elicits an uncanny, deeply unsettling feeling in those who witness it. There is no established way to defeat Old Detective, which is probably the most terrifying aspect of him.
Anxious dogs. Anxious dogs, if you can even call them dogs, are extremely strong creatures who are known for their horrific physical abilities. They are fast, agile, and stealthy, which makes them formidable and dangerous hunters. Their speed and strength allow them to overpower smaller beings quickly, often stalking prey without being noticed, with their elongated limbs making them resemble SCP-096 doing a bridge position. Anxious dogs are also capable of moving silently, making it hard to detect their presence until it's too late. They possess a set of stingers that are extremely painful, providing them with a defense mechanism when threatened. These stingers also serve as a means of further intimidation. One of their most disturbing traits is their ability to produce a high-pitched, frantic laughter, which emanates from their gills rather than their mouth. Yes, they have gills too. This eerie sound, though often inaudible, is said to be a compulsive action. Despite their aggressive nature, anxious dogs can be influenced by positive interactions, suggesting a level of intelligence that allows them to form bonds in rare instances. I wouldn't suggest it.
The Wandering Doom. The Wandering Doom, also known as Gigantovoidus clava cororpus. Yes, that name sounds like someone ate a Latin dictionary and burped, is one of the giants in charge of the apocalypse. He was wrongly dubbed Day 18 by fans, but the explanation is deep lore you'll have to find on your own. Physically, it's like anatomy class went theoretical. It is huge. Exact height and weight are unknown because you don't want to measure it too closely. As a quadrupedal, it walks on 4 warped legs. Its skin is thin, stretched tight over a sharp skeleton with its ribs sticking out and pelvic bone showing through. The front legs are weirdly jointed with 3 joints in the 4 legs, but only 2 in the hind legs, feet, no toes. The neck is long and thick, possibly more horn than neck, leading to a human-shaped head, but mutated beyond recognition and no face to speak of. On its chest are bony protrusions, maybe horns, maybe some grotesque mouth, maybe just decorations. No one's quite sure. The body, other than its legs, is shadowed. The legs show pale brown skin beneath the gloom. The Wandering Doom belongs to the giant class, Big G. It's affiliated with other giants like Behemoth and Overlooker. It's part of the Destruction Crew. Mayhem, ruined everything for humanity. It doesn't need fancy powers. It just is. Brute force, overwhelming scale. No need to complicate it. Absolute tank.
Angel. The angel is a cryptic and tree branch-looking entity known for its skeletal humanoid form with a cracked skull-like head and hollow eye sockets. Its body is a disturbing amalgamation of flesh and bone with a secondary ribcage resembling inverted tentacles that allows it to cling to walls and expand itself all over the damn place. Its appearance shifts between images, sometimes appearing human-sized and other times towering over buildings. Little is actually known about its true nature, but captions accompanying the images suggest it repeatedly visits a specific person, like a clingy ex, possibly offering cryptic messages or warnings. The Sea Eater. The Sea Eater is a colossal sea monster written by someone on Trevor Henderson's subreddit. This huge creature, which can't even comfortably live in the ocean, is a towering 5 kilometers tall, 4.12 kilometers wide, and 25 kilometers long. with its mouth perpetually open. Owing to its muscular physique and water-based skin with its cyan hue, it looks extraterrestrial. Its two arms, made up of dead sea animals, allow it to swim at a speed of up to 1,069 kilometers per hour, so you better pray to God you're never in a boat in this guy's vicinity. The sea eater resides mostly in the Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, and Atlantic Ocean, with the occasional trip to the coast of the Arctic Circle, but just for vacations. The monster was sighted for the very first time in the year 1923, when Evelyn Mary saw it off the coast of Daytona Beach, just ahead of a fatal tidal wave. Seriously. Just don't be in the wrong area.
The giant bird. The avian giant is a giant birdish humanoid beast built like an oversized tadpole with a rib cage in the wrong place. Long gangly limbs and more wrinkles than a roadside leather couch with a free sign slapped on it. Its skin is pale white. Its torso is spindly but too large to be healthy, and its neck stretches up where its head actually begins or ends. Hard to tell. This creature has a bird-shaped beak that's bigger on top than bottom. Someone get this poor guy a mewing tutorial, but it seems blind. No eyes in sight, none in sockets, none in nostrils. It compensates though. There are weird pincer organs that might be extra heads or mutant limbs sprouting mid-torso with tendrils and what could be limbs. Just every possible biological feature thrown in a salad spinner. Behavior chaotic. It wanders near cities, shakes the ground, makes birds scream, and leaves. No signs it's plotting world peace. It might even regrow body parts so fast it's like a murder gecko. Definitely not your backyard chicken.